Have you ever noticed how some days it feels like your energy just slips away faster than it used to? Or maybe you found yourself thinking, why am I feeling weaker than I did a few years ago? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we get older, our bodies change, and one of the biggest changes happens with our muscles. But here's the good news. There's something simple, something powerful that can help you stay stronger, more energetic, and even more independent as the years go by. And that something is protein. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Protein? Isn't that just for bodybuilders or young folks? Not at all. In fact, after 60, protein becomes even more important for keeping your muscles strong, your energy up, and your body feeling its best. But here's the problem, many of us aren't getting enough of it. Maybe we're eating smaller portions, or we've cut back on meat, or we just don't think about it as much as we used to. Whatever the reason, skipping out on protein can leave us feeling weaker, slower, and even more prone to falls or injuries. That's why today, I want to share with you 6 easy ways to get more protein into your day without making big, complicated changes to how you eat. These are simple, practical tips that fit right into your normal routine, so you can start feeling stronger and more vibrant without any hassle. Let's start with the first way, and this one is so simple, you might already be doing it without realizing how much it helps. Eggs. Now, eggs are like little powerhouses of nutrition. They're packed with high-quality protein, and they're incredibly versatile. Scrambled for breakfast, hard-boiled as a snack, or even mixed into a salad for lunch, eggs are an easy win. And if you've been worried about cholesterol, here's some good news. For most people, eating eggs in moderation is perfectly fine. In fact, the protein in eggs helps keep you full and energized, so you're less likely to reach for sugary snacks later. Now, the second way to get more protein is something you might not expect: Greek yogurt. If you haven't tried it yet, you're missing out. Greek yogurt has twice the protein of regular yogurt, and it's creamy, delicious, and easy to customize. Add some berries and a drizzle of honey for a sweet treat, or mix in a handful of nuts for extra crunch and protein. And if you're not a fan of the tangy taste, try the honey or vanilla-flavored kinds. Just keep an eye on added sugars. A small bowl of Greek yogurt in the morning or as an afternoon snack can give your protein levels a real boost without any fuss. Speaking of snacks, let's talk about the third way: nuts and seeds. These little guys are protein and nutrient powerhouses. Almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, even a spoonful of peanut butter, they all add up. Now, I know nuts can be high in calories, so you don't need a huge handful. Just a small portion as a snack or sprinkled on top of your meals can make a big difference. Keep a jar of mixed nuts on your kitchen counter, or toss some seeds into your oatmeal or salad. It's an effortless way to sneak in more protein throughout the day. Now, these are just the first 3 ways, and already, you can see how small tweaks to what you're already eating can make a big impact. But there's more to cover, like how to choose the best protein-rich meals without overcomplicating things, or even how to make sure you're absorbing all that goodness properly. So, let's keep going and talk about the next few ways to make protein a natural, easy part of your day. Now that we've covered eggs, Greek yogurt, and nuts, 3 simple, tasty ways to get more protein, let's talk about something that might surprise you: beans and lentils. These humble little foods don't always get the attention they deserve, but if you're looking for an easy, budget-friendly protein boost, they're absolute superstars. Think about it. How often do you enjoy a warm bowl of chili or a comforting lentil soup? Those meals aren't just delicious, they're packed with plant-based protein that keeps you full and energized. And the best part? Beans and lentils are also loaded with fiber, which helps with digestion and keeps your blood sugar steady. If you've ever felt that mid-afternoon slump after a carb-heavy meal, swapping in some beans can make a world of difference. Try adding chickpeas to a salad, mixing black beans into scrambled eggs, or even blending lentils into a hearty stew. You don't have to go vegetarian to benefit, just make these little protein heroes a regular part of your meals. Now, let's move on to the 5th way, and this one is especially important if you're not a big meat eater anymore. Fish. Now, I know some folks shy away from cooking fish at home because they're not sure how to prepare it, or they worry about the smell. But here's the thing: fish like salmon, tuna, or even canned sardines are some of the easiest, fastest sources of high-quality protein you can find. A small grilled salmon fillet takes just minutes to cook, and it's loaded not only with protein but also with omega-3s, those healthy fats that are great for your heart and brain. And if you're short on time, a tuna salad sandwich or a quick sardine toast can be just as effective. The key is to keep it simple. You don't need fancy recipes, just a few easy go-to meals that work for you. And finally, let's talk about something many people overlook: protein in your drinks. Now, I'm not talking about those chalky bodybuilding shakes, unless you like them, of course. I'm talking about simple, natural ways to add protein to what you're already drinking. For example, swapping your morning glass of juice for a smoothie made with milk, yogurt, or a scoop of nut butter can give you a protein boost without any extra effort. Even a glass of milk or a latte made with whole milk adds more protein than you might think. And if you're dealing with a smaller appetite, something that happens to a lot of us as we age, sipping on your protein can be a great way to get those nutrients in without feeling stuffed. Now, you might be wondering, how do I put all this together without overthinking it? The answer is, you don't have to. You don't need to count grams or follow strict meal plans. Just focus on adding one of these protein-rich foods to each meal or snack. Maybe it's an egg at breakfast, a handful of nuts in the afternoon, and some fish or beans at dinner. Small, consistent changes add up, and before you know it, you'll be feeling the difference: more energy, better strength, and maybe even a little more spring in your step. But we're not done yet. There's still more to explore, like how to make sure you're absorbing all that protein properly, or what to do if you have certain dietary restrictions. So, let's keep going and round out these tips with a few more smart, simple strategies. By now, you've got a whole toolkit of easy, delicious ways to work more protein into your day, from eggs and yogurt to beans, fish, and even protein-packed drinks. But before we wrap up, I want to share one last essential tip that makes all the difference: spreading your protein throughout the day. You see, our bodies can't store protein the way they store fats or carbs. If we eat too little at breakfast and lunch, then load up at dinner, we miss out on the full benefits. Instead, aim to include some protein in every meal and snack. It doesn't have to be a huge amount, just a little something to keep your muscles nourished all day long. For example, if breakfast is toast with jam, try adding a smear of peanut butter or a side of cottage cheese. If lunch is a bowl of soup, sprinkle some grated cheese or toss in a handful of chickpeas. These tiny tweaks help your body use protein more efficiently, keeping you stronger and more energized from morning to night. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what if I have trouble chewing meat, or what if I don't like dairy? No problem. Protein isn't one size fits all. If tough meats are an issue, try slow-cooked dishes like pot roast or shredded chicken. They're much easier to chew. For those who avoid dairy, almond milk fortified with protein or soy-based yogurt are great alternatives. And if you're vegetarian or just cutting back on meat, focus on combining plant proteins, like rice with beans or hummus with whole grain pita, to get all the essential amino acids your body needs. Here's the bottom line: protein after 60 isn't about complicated diets or choking down bland health foods. It's about making small, smart choices that add up to big benefits: more strength, better balance, and the energy to enjoy the things you love. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Start with one or two of the tips we've talked about and build from there. Before long, you'll notice the difference in how you feel. So, tell me, which of these ideas will you try first? Maybe it's swapping your afternoon cookie for a handful of almonds, or treating yourself to a creamy Greek yogurt parfait. Whatever you choose, I'd love to hear how it goes. Drop a comment below and let me know your favorite way to get more protein. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more simple, practical tips to thrive after 60. Remember, friends, age is just a number, but strength is a choice. Here's to making each day your best yet. Cheers to you!